What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Ajax Reviews. Today we review the Backlot murders. Directed by David DeFalco. A rock band on the brink of success arrive at a movie studio to produce their first music video. Somebody doesn't have respect for their talent and starts bumping off members of the band, the groupie girlfriends, and the crew. Now, a lot of people haven't heard of this movie, The Backlot Murders. What the hell is this movie? The cover looks terrible, of the DVD anyway. The Blu-ray looks a little bit different. I ended up buying this for like $3 way back in the day at what's a Cinemagic Video in Tennessee for, it's like $3. And I bought it because Priscilla Barnes and Corey Haim were in it. And on the cover, it's the Psycho House. So I'm like, if the Psycho House is in it, that's a plus. Like, it's $3. Corey Haim, Priscilla Barnes, probably going to be terrible. But I love terrible movies. So I watched it. And that was the only time I've watched it. Up until just the other day where I decided, you know what, I'm going to review this movie. Just in case people have not seen this movie, it needs to be out there. Just so they could possibly see it. I don't know. Anyway, let's get on with the review and tell me what you guys think.
That is wonderful material. Is that silk?
I think it's lace.
The Backlot Murders is a perfect example of a bad movie with a really good concept and good acting that was ruined by just a couple small things. So the killers, while wearing the trench coat and the Elvis mask, were absolutely terrible. The mask made them look misshapen, deformed. The mask was huge, and the eyes were red. Like, what the hell is the point of the eyes being red? And just the thought of a big, huge, spray-painted white Elvis mask. Man. No. I mean, the white mask thing worked on a William Shatner mask, but on an Elvis mask, it's a whole different thing, especially when you factor in the hair and then the size of the mask itself. It was just ginormous, man. The kills also just seemed lackluster. They were uninspired, man. They weren't driven by anything. And the ones that we did get, that seemed like they were stolen from other movies. They weren't good. And the last thing that really ruined this movie was the way the story was told. Not the story itself, but just the way that it unfolded, the way that it was executed and told. And it wasn't a bad story. It was just told very shittily. And one of the things is, if you can't figure out who at least one of the killers is, man, you're new and you should really rethink being a horror fan.
You can't start killing people and then stop in the middle.
So, Priscilla Barnes, she stole every fucking scene she was in. She played her character perfectly. She went from sweet to bitch like that. And then when she revealed herself as the second killer, she took it to even a higher fucking level. Just amazing watching that unfold. The late Corey Haim, he also played his character perfectly. He played it only as he could. It's like the role was written for him. Maybe it was. But he played it perfectly, and just watching him in this movie was enjoyable. It reminded me how much that I enjoyed the two Coreys growing up. Before I get too far into this video, guys, I do want to remind you that it only takes about 2 seconds to smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe. It really helps me out in the algorithm, man, especially the more likes and comments. So if you don't want to sub, that's cool. Just enjoy the video. Make sure you leave a like. Thanks. All right, so let's talk about the things in this movie that I liked. The cast. All of the cast. They all did good. Even the girls. Like, when you usually think of girls in a movie and they're there for eye candy, usually the acting is just subpar. They actually did a good job. The directing was well. It's just the way the story was told that I didn't like. The characters themselves, lots of recognizable names from horror movies, comedies, some action movies. Just all the actors did a phenomenal job.
Some guy found a World War II Japanese sword and sold it on the internet for $5,000.
Another thing that I liked about this is that the movie was actually filmed in Universal Studios on the set of some classic movies. The Lost World, Psycho. I don't remember the movie where the water comes down in that little town, but I mean, it was shot there as well. That was pretty cool. And I know I said this before, but the girls were super hot, man. Nice to look at, some good eye candy. They didn't really help the movie by being hot. It's just added something to it. It's just like, hey, look at that. You know, I'm a dude, man. I like girls. What can I say? And Priscilla Barnes. Holy shit. She is the perfect psychotic female serial killer.
What the hell are you doing, Stephanie?
Putting your nuts in a vice, so to speak.
Perfect, man. I would fucking love to see her as a killer in many more movies. Just fucking make a bunch of movies with Priscilla Barnes being a crazy bitch killing people, and I'm fucking there. Like, that was beautifully done. Now it's time to talk about the things that I disliked. The mask. The white Elvis mask. I mean, it worked for Shatner. Doesn't mean it's going to work for Elvis. Again, and it was gigantic. It looks stupid. Like when the killer's walking around, it literally looks like he's trying to see out of something because the eyes were red and were in place. So where the fuck was he looking? Through the nose holes? That's why, like, when the killer was wearing the mask, he was always walking funny. So I didn't really like that. And the other things that I disliked were the kills. The kills were just shit. They were so bad, man. And the killers were really obvious. The former band member, I mean, that if you didn't figure that out in the first couple, in the opening credits, then whodunits are just not for you. And when Priscilla Barnes revealed herself, man, just fucking holy shit. I loved it. I think if I remember correctly, going back the first time I watched it, I figured out that she was one of the killers before she revealed herself because I'm like, this bitch is crazy and like she's definitely got to be a killer. But that could be me just saying that after I've seen it again. So in conclusion, would I recommend this movie? Yes, but there's conditions to this. If you're out and about and you come across this movie, pick it up. But don't go out looking for it. Because it's really not worth the search. If you see it and it's there, get it. If not, don't worry about it. Like I said, I got lucky in like 2003 and I picked it up at a Cinemagic Video for like $3. So, like, I wasn't searching it out either. I didn't even know it fucking existed, actually. But I was like, hey, what's this? Looks shitty. I'll buy it. Another condition is if you just really need this in your collection, then yeah, search it out. Go get it. If for any other reason, then it's a rare horror movie with the late Corey Haim and a fucking spectacular performance by Priscilla Barnes. So with all that being said, I'm going to give this movie a 3 out of 5. And that's going to do it for me for today, guys. Until next time, stay smart, stay clean, keep the dream. Don't let the man get you down, because if he does, he might throw a white Elvis mask on you, paint the eyes red, and then just let you run wild in fucking Universal Studios, bumping into shit. You don't want that. Why? Because fuck that mask. It's stupid.